Seniors, stop eating 5 worst fruits. They are destroying your leg. Strength. Are your legs getting weaker, even though you eat healthy and stay active? If climbing stairs feels harder, or standing up from a chair takes more effort, the problem might not just be age. It could be hidden in the fruits you eat every day. In this video, you will join a senior health expert to uncover 5 fruits that people over 60 should avoid to protect their leg strength, joint health, and circulation. Backed by research from Harvard Medical School. This video explains how changes in metabolism and blood flow with age can make certain fruits, especially those high in sugar or acid, silently harmful to your muscles and nerves. The good news is, there are better options. You will also discover fruits that help reduce inflammation, improve blood circulation, ease pain, and even support muscle recovery. If you have been noticing numbness, cramps, or weakness in your legs, do not skip this video. Subscribe, share it with friends and family, and stay until the end because fruit number 5 may be one you thought was healthy all along. Your strength and balance are still within reach. Let us begin the journey to stronger legs today. 1. Pineapple. Pineapple is a fruit loved by many for its sweet taste, pleasant aroma, and bright yellow color. However, for older adults, pineapple may not always bring the health benefits we expect. After the age of 60, the body becomes more sensitive to certain components in pineapple because metabolism slows down and digestion becomes weaker with age. In 100 grams of fresh pineapple, there are about 10 grams of natural sugar, a relatively high amount of citric acid, and an enzyme called bromelain, although bromelain is known to aid digestion and reduce inflammation. For seniors, the high sugar and acid levels in pineapple can cause the opposite effect. When you eat pineapple, the sugar is quickly absorbed through the digestive system, causing a sudden spike in blood sugar in older adults who may already struggle with insulin regulation. This can lead to blood sugar imbalances and damage to small blood vessels. As a result, the delivery of oxygen and nutrients to muscle tissue, especially in areas like the legs and feet, becomes disrupted. Over time, weakened blood vessels can no longer transport blood effectively, leading to fatigue, aching when walking, or even a heavy and stiff feeling in the legs. Additionally, the citric acid in pineapple increases acidity in the blood and can irritate the lining of the intestines. This contributes to symptoms like acid reflux or stomach pain for seniors with weak digestion and sensitive stomach lining. Eating pineapple frequently may cause inflammation and worsen digestive problems. A study published in the Journal of Clinical Nutrition showed that people over 60, especially those with weak blood vessels and reduced digestion, are more likely to be negatively affected by acidic foods like pineapple. Another concern is that bromelain and acid can irritate the tissues around joints and ligaments if chronic inflammation is already present, for individuals who have had joint problems or ongoing inflammation. Pineapple may trigger flare-ups, causing pain and discomfort when moving. Many seniors report a heavy feeling in their legs after a meal that includes pineapple, not realizing this could be a sign of poor circulation, inflammation, and damage to small blood vessels. If you enjoy pineapple and do not want to give it up completely, there are ways to minimize the negative effects. Consider reducing your daily intake and replacing it with fruits that are lower in sugar and acid, such as blueberries or papaya, which also offer anti-inflammatory benefits and support blood circulation. Sometimes, just a small change in your diet can make a big difference in how your legs feel and how strong your muscles stay. You can also pair pineapple with healthy fats like walnuts or avocado. Fat slows down the absorption of sugar, helping keep blood sugar levels more stable. However, all of this should be done with caution, especially for people with heart disease or diabetes. It is best to consult your doctor before making any changes to your diet. 2. Watermelon. Watermelon is a fruit often associated with a feeling of coolness and refreshment. It is commonly chosen during hot days to quench thirst and rehydrate the body, with over 90% water content. Many people believe watermelon is an ideal choice for hydration, supporting blood circulation, and keeping the skin smooth and firm. However, what many do not realize is that watermelon can be a sweet trap, especially for those over 60. The key issue is that watermelon has a very high glycemic index, ranging from 76 to 80 depending on its ripeness and how it is prepared. This index measures how quickly the sugar in a food is absorbed into the bloodstream. In the case of watermelon, the absorption happens very quickly. When older adults eat just a few slices, their blood sugar can spike rapidly and then drop just as quickly. For younger people, the pancreas is still strong and can release insulin in time to manage the spike. But in seniors, this process slows down, making small blood vessels more vulnerable to damage from these constant blood sugar fluctuations. A common consequence is fatigue in the legs, especially after eating watermelon at lunch or in the afternoon. Some people may notice mild swelling in the ankles, dull knee pain, or a heavy feeling when standing up from a chair. This is not a coincidence. Rapid changes in blood sugar can trigger silent inflammation in the body, particularly in areas where circulation is already weak, like the calves, knees, or ankles. According to a warning from the American Institute of Clinical Nutrition, regular consumption of high glycemic foods is one of the leading causes of reduced insulin sensitivity, which leads to constriction in peripheral blood vessels and increases the risk of nighttime leg cramps. Another confusing point is that watermelon does not create a feeling of fullness because it is high in water and low in fiber. It is easy to keep eating slice after slice without realizing that you have consumed as much sugar as in a can of soda. If you eat watermelon after a main meal containing starches such as rice, noodles, or bread, the sugar from the watermelon will trigger an even greater insulin spike. The result is stiff joints, heavier movement, and more frequent leg or muscle fatigue. This does not mean you have to give up watermelon completely. If you still enjoy its taste, try eating a small portion after a main meal and never on an empty stomach. Do not treat watermelon as a replacement for drinking water, especially if you have ever felt leg fatigue, joint pain, or tingling in your legs while sleeping. For a gentler option on your blood sugar, consider switching to a few slices of ripe papaya or a pear. These fruits have more stable natural sugar levels, are less inflammatory, and still offer a refreshing experience. 3. Orange. Oranges are a common fruit in many breakfast routines, especially in the form of fresh juice. A cold glass of orange juice served with toast or a light meal has almost become a symbol of healthy living. No one denies that oranges are rich in vitamin C, which boosts immunity and has antioxidant properties. However, for older adults, especially those experiencing joint problems or poor blood circulation in their legs, eating oranges may not always bring the positive effects people assume. The main concern lies in the natural citric acid found in oranges. This acid is responsible for the fruit's sour taste. When you are younger, your stomach and digestive lining are strong enough to handle this acid smoothly. But after the age of 60, the lining becomes thinner, and the stomach becomes more sensitive. Citric acid can begin to irritate it. This not only affects digestion, but also has an impact on blood circulation and soft tissues throughout the body. Once citric acid enters the bloodstream, it can increase the sensitivity of tissues around the joints, especially in people with a history of arthritis, knee pain, or hip degeneration. You may notice that after drinking a glass of orange juice in the morning, your knees feel stiff, your thighs ache when walking, or your hips feel sore when you stand up after sitting for a while. These signs are not just from physical activity. They may be linked to microscopic inflammation that occurs after your body absorbs the acid and sugar from oranges. Remember, in just 100 milliliters of orange juice, there can be up to 9 grams of natural sugar. When this sugar combines with acid, it is absorbed even faster, causing blood sugar levels to rise and then fall sharply. For older adults, this is the perfect environment for inflammation to develop in areas where circulation is already weak, such as the calves, knees, and ankles. A study from the American Institute of Clinical Nutrition found that seniors who frequently consume acidic foods have a higher risk of inflammation in the connective tissues around joints and a decline in bone density. This is a serious warning, especially for those already diagnosed with osteoporosis. Sciatica, or hip weakness. Drinking orange juice every morning for years may silently reduce your mobility, even if you do not notice it at first. So, how can you still enjoy the benefits of oranges without harming your leg health first? avoid boxed or canned orange juice, as it often contains added sugars and preservatives that can worsen inflammation. If you want to eat oranges, eat the whole fruit instead of just drinking the juice. This allows you to benefit from the fiber. Also, only eat oranges after a breakfast that includes starch and protein. Never drink orange juice on an empty stomach or right before bedtime. And if you experience morning leg pain or stiff knees when you wake up, consider switching to fruits with a more alkaline profile, such as ripe pears or soft papaya. These options are gentler on your circulation and musculoskeletal system. 4. Grapes. Grapes are a small, convenient fruit that many people enjoy as a light snack during the day or while watching television. Their sweet, juicy taste and high antioxidant content lead many to believe that eating grapes regularly can improve health. However, what often goes unnoticed is that grapes can have silent effects, especially for people over 60, particularly those who already experience joint discomfort or reduced leg flexibility. The main concern is the natural sugar in grapes, especially fructose. Fructose is a type of sugar that is processed directly by the liver. When you eat a large number of grapes in a short period, your liver cannot handle all the fructose at once. It starts converting the excess into fat and uric acid. Uric acid is a key trigger for gout, a common type of arthritis in older adults. Uric acid crystals can accumulate in small joints such as the big toe, ankle, and knee, leading to sudden, sharp pain at night or during light movement. If you have ever felt unexplained swelling and warmth in your toes, tightness in your calves at night, or dull knee pain without any injury, high uric acid in your blood might be the cause. In addition to that, the fructose in grapes can increase chronic inflammation in the body when consumed regularly and in large amounts. Grapes can gradually lead to mild but persistent inflammation in the connective tissues around joints. You may not feel it immediately, but over time, it causes tissues to lose flexibility, reduces your range of motion, and makes joints more prone to pain. What makes this worse is that grapes are very easy to overeat. They are small, soft, sweet, and do not create a sense of fullness. You can unintentionally finish 2 or 3 small bowls without realizing you have taken in a large amount of sugar. A study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition warned that older adults who eat high fructose fruits like grapes in excess face a higher risk of joint problems, soft tissue inflammation, and reduced mobility. This is even more serious if you already suffer from arthritis, knee pain, or frequent tripping and balance issues when walking. However, if you enjoy the sweet, fresh taste of grapes, you do not need to eliminate them entirely. Instead, eat them in moderation. Do not treat grapes as your main daily snack, and never eat them on an empty stomach. A smarter choice is to switch to berries like blueberries, raspberries, or strawberries. These fruits have lower sugar levels, contain more anti-inflammatory compounds, and are richer in fiber that supports better blood circulation and joint health. 5. Banana. Bananas have long been seen as a healthy fruit, especially for the digestive system and muscle function. Many people choose to eat bananas in the morning to gain energy or after exercise to restore potassium. However, for older adults, bananas are not always the best option. Beneath their soft texture and mildly sweet taste, bananas can have effects that should be considered, especially if you are dealing with leg weakness, muscle pain, or numbness during movement. Let us begin with the nutritional content. In 100 grams of ripe banana, there are around 12 grams of natural sugar and nearly 23 grams of carbohydrates, most of which are quickly absorbed. This means that after eating a banana, your blood sugar can rise sharply in a short time. For younger people, the pancreas can quickly release insulin to handle that sugar, but for those over 60, insulin function may be weakened, causing blood sugar levels to become harder to control. When blood sugar rises quickly and then drops suddenly, the small blood vessels in the lower body, especially in the calves and feet, can be seriously affected. You might notice that after eating a banana, your legs feel heavy or your muscles feel tired, even with light activities like walking or climbing stairs. Moreover, bananas tend to retain water in the body. This becomes an issue if you have heart problems or are taking diuretics. Water retention can lead to swelling in the lower parts of the body, especially around the ankles, feet, and calves. Many people feel stiffness and discomfort in their legs after standing for a long time or upon waking up in the morning, without realizing that eating bananas regularly might be a contributing factor. A study from Tufts University showed that in older adults, the consumption of fast-absorbing carbohydrates is linked to reduced blood flow in the limbs, weaker muscles, and a higher risk of falling. The hidden danger of bananas is that their effects are not immediate. You may not feel pain right after eating, but over time, small changes in circulation and muscle health build up, making your steps less steady and your legs less flexible. This is especially concerning if you have a history of diabetes, high blood pressure, or are recovering from injury. However, this does not mean you need to completely avoid bananas. If you still enjoy this fruit, try reducing the portion size. For example, instead of eating a whole banana, eat just half and combine it with healthy fats like walnuts, nut butter, or a small slice of cheese. Fat helps slow down sugar absorption, keeping blood sugar more stable and reducing stress on your circulation. Most importantly, do not eat bananas on an empty stomach because the blood sugar spike will be even more intense. And if you notice signs like tired legs, knee pain, or nighttime cramps after eating bananas, it may be time to adjust your habits. If you are looking for a fruit that is easier on your blood sugar and better for bones, muscles, and circulation, consider replacing bananas with ripe papaya or berries. These options still provide nutrients but are more gentle on your body after eating. When you think back on the journeys your legs have taken you through in life, you might realize they have done more than just help you move. Your legs have carried you through happy days, long trips, time spent caring for your family, and even moments when you had to stand strong through sadness. But at some point, you may have noticed that even a short walk leaves your legs tired. Getting up from a chair is no longer effortless. You may think it is just aging, but as you have seen, not everything is caused by time. Sometimes, it is the small and familiar things, like the fruits you eat daily, that are quietly draining your strength without you knowing. The 5 fruits mentioned in this video are very common. You may be eating at least one of them every week. Pineapple, watermelon, orange, grapes, and banana all seem healthy, but if used improperly, especially after the age of 60, they can damage blood vessels, trigger inflammation, weaken muscles, and affect your joint stability. The good news is, your body still has the ability to recover if it is given the right care and small, consistent changes. You do not need to give up all your favorite fruits. Simply try replacing one snack with a few blueberries instead of watermelon. Eat a slice of ripe papaya instead of a banana after breakfast. Small changes like these could be the start of a big difference. Your legs may begin to feel lighter. Your steps may grow steadier. And standing up from a chair may no longer be something you secretly worry about. If you have read or listened this far, it shows that you truly care about your health. And I want to say, you are not alone. Millions of older adults are looking for the same answers as you. Share one thing you learned today, and if there is one small change you are ready to start tomorrow, write it down. I am always here to listen to your health journey. Wishing you continued strength, peace, and confidence as you face your challenges. See you in the next video. If you found today's message helpful, do not forget to like and subscribe so you will not miss future updates. Are you currently eating any of the fruits on this list? Leave a comment and share your experience with me. Together, let us continue the journey towards strong, steady legs, one step at a time.